Hey guys, Brian Sapinski here once again. I am walking through the orchards. I am up in Warwick, New York, a place called, and I hope I pronounced this name correct, it's either Oaks Orchards or Oches Orchard, spelled O-C-H. And yeah, got the family up here to do something we've wanted to do for a really long time, but just never got the opportunity to do. We went apple picking here in this late September, early afternoon. We've got, and I'm carrying it right now, we got a giant half bushel bag. They say it holds about 20 pounds. It definitely feels like it, but it was an adventure going through the trees here. Here's some highlights first. So this is all what it looks like. Having not done this since I was a kid, this was not what I was expecting. But then again, who knows? But look at all these. We got a bunch of snapdragons here. Got a few other kinds over in the other areas. Oh, just crazy. This is what it looks like. You know, here I'm thinking apple picking. You're expecting all those big trees and stuff and all that kind of business, but nah, just a bunch of little ones right there. Ooh, nice big batch right there.
Can I eat one?
I guess. I would just, well, here I would. Let's pick them first, and then we'll worry about eating them. Bag's already starting to get heavy. We've only been through the snapdragons and the pixie crunch. Still trying to look for a couple more things while we're here.
Shouldn't have done that. Well,
go in there.
Did you want it in his head or not? Well, in his head.
You're not just still shot videoing.
Choking on it.
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
No, it's on video.
Oh.
Hey, Brian, check it out. I have an apple. Ooh, lots of Cortlands right here. Here, getting a bunch of those.
Are they supposed to be so small?
Not sure, but let's get plenty. I'll take the tardiness of those. Pop like some.
So while we were doing all this apple picking, let's go back to what I said at the beginning, because I've been trying to make sense of something ever since. Recall that the bag that we purchased all of these delicious apples in was designed to hold half a bushel, which the signs at the orchard equated to 20 pounds. But when I first looked up the definition, I found that a bushel is defined as being equal to 8 gallons. And I was like, wait, aren't gallons a liquid measurement? Like, even your standard backpack is sold according to how many liters it holds. Again, a presumably liquid measurement. Can you imagine trying to pour 40 liters of water into a bag like this? I know they tell you to stay hydrated while you're hiking in the hills, but that's taking it a little too far. So why are we using liquid measurements for something meant to hold solid goods? Well, it turns out that a further look into the definition of a bushel says that it equals 8 dry gallons. That, of course, leads to the question, what's a dry gallon? Well, it turns out that gallons, as well as other customary units of measurement such as cups, pints, and quarts, have both liquid and dry versions. They were all created centuries ago in England as a way of measuring how much of a specific object, wet or dry, could fit in a container meant to hold a specific volume. The bushel also fits this category, but in America, the bushel is only used as a dry goods measurement. Originally, the container used for the American definition of a bushel was a cylinder measuring 18.5 inches in diameter and 8 inches in height. This was equivalent to the standards of Winchester measure set in the late 15th century by King Henry VII, thus making it commonly known as the Winchester bushel. Because the volume calculation for this cylinder resulted in an irrational amount, it was eventually at some point rounded off to an agreed upon definite volume of 2,150.42 cubic inches, which the best I could do to visualize that was with a rectangular container measuring 10 inches by 11.318 inches by 19 inches. Certainly not the prettiest box in the world, but I'm already 2 months behind on making this video, so I'm not fussing about it. We're moving on. But the key word in the definition of a gallon is volume. See, we all instinctively think of pints, quarts, and gallons as measurements of weight because they all relate back to things that we have to carry, such as this 5-gallon bucket of water that I have here. And while it is heavy, what we have to remember is that the weight is based on how much of that object, no matter whether it's liquid or solid, can fit within a specific three-dimensional space. And that's what the definition of volume is based around. So that means that none of these measurements were ever based on weight from the very beginning. Ooh, actually get some squats in here. This is good. Here's a new exercise for you guys to try. So in the end, the actual weight of a bushel is based on the weight of the object that's filling up that 2,150.42 cubic inches of space. Common bushel crops include wheat, shelled corn, and yes, apples. Now, if you had to guess, which of these do you think would be the heaviest bushel of the bunch? Well, it turns out that while each grain of wheat is really light, you can stuff a whole bunch in a bushel once the air is forced out. 60 pounds to be exact. Corn, after it's been shelled, comes in at 56 pounds a bushel, and apples, based on their various varieties and sizes, clock in at anywhere from 40 to 48 pounds, meaning that the bag we bought that day should weigh between 20 and 24 pounds if we truly got our money's worth, which, lo and behold, we fell just within the range.
And of course, can't go anywhere to an orchard without getting some cider. Oh, stop that.
And that's what the core of this video is all about, really. I don't really have an ending to this except to say that in the fall season, apple rules, pumpkin spice drools. Fight me. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you soon for more math shenanigans. Take care.